This video is on fiscal responsibility and budget management. We will be talking why, what and how of fiscal responsibility legislations. As we all know, the government in their impulse, they make many popular announcements without really getting into whether this is affordable or not. Many times the Prime Minister go here and there and make many announcements which create issues for the Ministry of Finance, for the Department of Expenditure. So in the 90s, many government in the world, they realize that there has to be some control over the government expenditure so that whatever money is available with them can be afforded by the government. And in India also this has been tried in the 90s when the government was going for the structure adjustment program. Now we talk about what is the fiscal responsibility legislations. It's actually a control device, or it's a commitment device by which the impulse of the government is controlled and some numbers are set there so that they abide by that. In India, the first fiscal responsibility legislations was enacted in 2003, what we call it a Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act. The rules was framed in 2004. Under this, the fiscal deficit of the government, it was set to be reduced to 3% by the end of 31st March 2009. The revenue deficit, which is a difference between the day-to-day income and the day-to-day expenditure, that was set to be zero by 31st March 2009. So it was created in 2003 and this target was set till 2009. The government was going pretty well, but in between there was a global crisis that forced the government to change its rules. The global crisis that occurred in 2008 that forced the government to slip from this fiscal deficit target from 2.1% to 6.9%. This was a significant change that was there. So thereafter, this fiscal responsibility legislations had very little meaning for the government. So they had to make a change. The change occurred in 2012. So this target was set that 31st of March 2015, your revenue deficit has to be zero and fiscal deficit has to be 3%. So it moved from 2009 to 2015. Again in 2015, this target was set for 2018, the same target. Again in 2018, the same target was postponed till 2021. Now these are these legislations for the union government. Similarly, there was some legislation for the state government as well. The 12th Finance Commissions in 2004, they made some kind of conditions for the states, said that you will be eligible to get public debts if you adhere to your fiscal responsibility legislations. Before this report of 2004, many states had its own fiscal responsibility legislations. The prominent among them was Karnataka, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Thereafter, after 2004, many other states also went for fiscal responsibility legislations. So about 22 states, they had this fiscal responsibility legislation in their place. Like the union government, they have also set the target to 3%, 3% fiscal deficit to their GSDP. Many times state government, they have been asking to relax these kind of norms. Recently, there was a committee headed by Mr. N.K. Singh. They went into the Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act. This committee had many other prominent members, including the Governor of the RBI, the Chief Economic Advisor, the former Finance Secretary of the Government of India, and the Director of the National Institute of Public Finance and Policies. The Encaissing Committee, they introduced the escape clause. The escape clause, which has been tried out in many other countries, including many federations. Under this escape clause, the government can relax its fiscal deficit target by 50-point basis, and under extraordinary circumstances, they can relax its fiscal deficit target. What are these extraordinary conditions? This could be in the case of war, this could be case of internal disturbance, or this is in case of calamity, the national calamity. So, government, if they have to go for, or they have to invoke these fiscal or the escape clause, they first need to have some consultations. Ideally, the Encaissing Committee recommended should be a fiscal council, but since fiscal council has not been constituted, so the government has to go for a formal consultations. There are number of indicators of Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act. First is, what could be the revenue deficit, the percentage of revenue deficit as or the revenue deficit as a percentage of the gross domestic product. Second is the fiscal deficit as a percentage of GDP. Third is the tax revenue as a percentage of GDP. The union government debt as a percentage of GDP. These are the four original indicators of the Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act. Recently, two more indicators have been added. First is the primary deficit, or that is could be the fifth, and the last is the non-tax revenue as a percentage of GDP. The latest targets of the Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act is set for 2023. So, what could be the fiscal deficit for 2023? That is 3.1% of the GDP. The union government debt is 40% of the GDP by 2024-25.